everybody. Doug and I are about to make dinner tonight, and I thought, well, I'll just bring you in. This is a video that you're going to be seeing after I've had my surgery, but I promised that I would try to make some videos so that we could carry on and keep our connection going while I'm recovering. So this is a video that we made prior to my surgery, and I'm going to be making just a real simple dinner. We love this, and when I make it, we just eat out of the pan. We serve our plate out of the pan. So tonight we are having homemade buttermilk biscuits, and I already have those made. My oven's preheated to 450 degrees, and I'm going to be frying some bacon. This is Wright's bacon. We love it. We just love it. And so I'm going to be frying that, and then once I get, ooh, this is hot. Let me start putting this in here. Once I get the bacon fried, I'm going to use the drippings from the bacon, and I'm going to show you how I make some wonderful, luscious, delicious tomato gravy. So that's really what we enjoy when we have a meal like this, is that wonderful, wonderful tomato gravy. So let me get this bacon fried, and I'll be right back, and we'll make this tomato gravy together. And I'll bring you in closer when I make the tomato gravy, because I want you to see exactly how I do it. I'll see you in a minute. While our bacon is frying, I wanted to bring you in close. I know that you love to see my close-ups when I am cooking, and so I never want to deprive you of that. I tell you all the time, it's not about me, it's about what we're doing, and so that you can see and you can learn, and I can learn from you. So let me show you again the kind of bacon that I'm using. This is Wright's. It's thick cut bacon, and it is as near the old-fashioned bacon as you can get. In the tomato gravy, I'm going to be using petite cut tomatoes. I have 2 cans. Now, Doug and I love a lot of tomatoes on our biscuits. I'll be using 2 cans. You could use a large can if you wanted to. I've got me some flour here that I've saved for my biscuits. I'll need that to make the gravy. And I've got some water over on the stove, and I'll tell you about that water in just a minute when we start to make our gravy. So here we go. We are looking good. We are frying this good bacon. It's going to cook out some of that wonderful bacon grease, and that's what's going to make our tomato gravy so luscious. Our bacon is done, and it's ready to come up. So I have a paper towel that I've placed on this plate here, and I'm just going to take it up. Look at that. It's going to be good, y'all. So, so good. I have turned my eye down a little bit. I had it probably on medium while I was frying the bacon, but now I have turned it down. And I want to show you, this is the grease, and that is probably a little more than what I need. So I'm going to pour, I think I'll take a tablespoon and just dip maybe a couple of tablespoons out of here, and I'm putting it in a clean bowl, because if I need to add more to have as much gravy as I want, then I'll have it. So now I'm just going to take some self-rising flour, and I'm going to spoon it in my gravy, and I'm going to try to measure this for you. That's 2, 3, 4. We'll put about 5. We'll start with 5 tablespoons of flour. We may need more, and I think we will need a little bit more. So I'm just going to take this spatula that I've got here and kind of mix it around. 4, 5. That's 6, isn't it? Okay, let's do 7 and see how that works. You don't want it too greasy, but you don't want it too thick either. You're just browning your gravy, your flour. And I'm using 2 cans of tomatoes, so I'm gonna need a good bit flour to thicken my gravy to the point that I want it thickened. And I know you're thinking that I am ruining this stainless steel pan that I have here and I won't ever get it clean. But I promise you, I'm going to put another one. How many is that? 8. Let's do about 9 tablespoons. Because we're making a lot of gravy now. If you were making just a little bit of gravy, you wouldn't put that much. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. You can put pepper if you want to, but you know the rule at our house about pepper. Everybody adds their own pepper because everybody doesn't tolerate it as well as others. So we're just browning our gravy. I've got the biscuits in the oven, and I want all of this to come off about the same time so it'll all be hot, delicious, and luscious. So I'm just cooking my gravy, stirring it around, making sure there are no lumps in it. I see a couple of lumps in there. I'm just going to take my spatula here and just kind of try to work those out. Just stirring it around, making sure, just cooking the bacon grease and the flour together. And you can cook it as long as you want to, or as little as you want to. So I'm gonna turn it up just a tiny bit. In fact, I think I'm gonna just add a little bit more flour. I think I'll just put all of that in there. So all total, I probably had at least 10 good tablespoons of flour in the amount of oil that I had. And I probably had maybe 6 or 8 tablespoons of bacon grease. So we're looking good here. We are looking really, really, really good. So now we're ready to start adding our tomatoes and our water. I'm going to step over here and get my water. And I like to add hot water to my, anytime that I'm making gravy, I use hot water because it just keeps the process going so much faster. So I'm going to begin by just adding a little bit of water. And it's thick. You can tell that it's thick. I'll go ahead and add a can of tomatoes. And even though this water is hot, I'm going to very carefully just rinse out my can, add a little bit more water. And I've probably put, what would you guess, about maybe a cup of water so far. You know, the way our mothers taught us, it's really hard to measure when you're making tomato gravy. So now we're just going to continue to cook this. Let me turn it up a little bit. You can tell that we like a lot of tomatoes in ours. Gonna add some more water. Now it's looking like gravy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And so what I want to do, that's where a little bit of bacon burned on the bottom. So we'll just take that out. And see how it's thickening? So I'm gonna add some more water. And I'll just continue working with it until I get it the consistency that I want, the consistency that we like. And what you want to do, you want to make sure that your gravy gets really, really hot. And then you want to just let it simmer for a few minutes before you serve it on top of those good hot buttermilk biscuits. There's another little speck. So anytime that you've got anything that's where the bacon might have burned a little bit on the bottom, we'll just take that out. So that's what I'm doing there. Just keep stirring your gravy. If you need to add more water, if it's too thick, then you just keep adding it and cooking it until it gets to the consistency that you want. So when our biscuits get done, when our gravy continues to heat and simmers for a little bit, I'll come back and we'll serve our plate and I'll show you what we're having for dinner. Okay, so here's our luscious dinner. Look at that tomato gravy. Yum. We're gonna open up these biscuits and put some on top of them and eat this delicious bacon. I wish you were here. I wish you were here. So that's how we make tomato gravy at our house, and this is what we have for dinner some nights, and it just couldn't be any better. So I'll see you again really, really soon. Have a blessed evening.